Ladies and gentlemen, today is April 12th, 2017, and this is the King Kill Show 334, where we learn to be better artists. My name is Keenan Laverty. This is probably like the third take I've tried doing this because I can't say it with a straight face. I am an art thief. Oh, you might notice the new haircut. How did I get a new haircut? I paid a very handsome, talented man $20 to cut it. How did I get $20? By becoming a successful artist. And how did I become a successful artist? Well, up until now, I bet you thought that it was through hard work and honest living and honest studies. But I'm here to tell you otherwise. In fact, I've just been stealing this entire time. And today I'm going to be revealing all the artists that I steal from in some of my most popular pieces. And we're going to be talking about why that is important and why you shouldn't feel bad about that anymore. Why you shouldn't, actually, maybe you should feel bad about it, but I'm going to teach you the right way to do it. I'm going to teach you the right way to do it, and that is, most importantly, how to not get caught. But before we get into that, we need to take a stroll down a very special place today. I'm going to be a little sarcastic today because, I'm going to be a little sarcastic today because obviously we're talking about art theft. And you know there's a wrong way to do it, which I'm sure you've seen plenty of at your local conventions with the splatter art and stuff on Etsy and all that stuff. There's a wrong way to do it because, you know, some people, by the way, thank you to everyone who has been posting on the King Kale fan art or on the King Kale Facebook. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. But yeah, there is a right way and a wrong way to do art theft. And I'm going to be teaching you the right way to do it today. All right, so let's go ahead and get into that. Let's go ahead and get into it without further ado. And lesson 1. Here you can see my blueprints here, my Keenan's evil art theft plans. Lesson 1 is you always want to make sure that you steal from more than one artist. And you know, we're in luck today because this awesome Katarina piece was done by Alvin Lee, an amazing comic artist, as well as Suke, both working at Riot Games, both tag team this piece, and therefore I can take a look at this and be like, okay, 2 artists work on this, I'm gonna steal from both of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at what kind of went into this, what I was thinking about while I was putting this over to the Ari piece, okay? So specifically, and while I do this, I'm gonna tell you why you wanna be stealing from people and why it's a good thing. And the reason is because it's just going to save you time. It's going to save you lots and lots of time. Now, why is that, you ask? Well, first of all, once you get past the feeling that of your ego being hurt by admitting that someone could possibly be better than you, then you are presented with a very interesting dilemma or a very interesting advantage that you can take. And that is, well, if this person's better than me, if this person's professional, what about their art makes it so good? Is it the clean lines, right? Is it the nice, clean silhouettes? Well, I could start with that. How about I just steal that point right there? How about on the edges of my drawings, I'll make sure that they are all clean. There's a clean silhouette, and the edges are all crystal clear, smooth, not smudgy, not crappy, none of that stuff, okay? Second of all, what else makes it interesting? Oh, well, you've got this really dynamic angle. Wow, maybe I should start learning a little bit more about my anatomy and how to create dynamic angles with things coming towards you. What's a way that I could quickly do that? Maybe I should take a picture of my own hand, which is exactly what I did here. That is exactly what I did on this art piece. I just took a picture of my hand like this, and then I just drew it, albeit I drew these awesome like claws on there, and changed it up a little bit to make it look... Actually, I have quite feminine hands, so a little advantage that I took advantage of there. Slight advantage that I used on that one. And I'm already having so much fun with this. And then we're talking about, oh wow, look at these particle effects. Oh wow, it's like this cool like ripply effect. I wonder if I could just steal that. Let's go ahead and bring that over here. Let's put it in the Ari's ball. Man, that's awesome. And just like that, look at that. We've stolen from a bunch of artists. We've stolen principles and things that make their art look good, and we have taken it over to our piece. Okay, even the color palette. I mean, this was more after the fact. But you notice, look, there's like this teal up here and then the red. And then here you have teal and red. Oh, isn't that interesting? Wow. Crazy. Moving on to the next thing. Now, the reason why I'm showing this to you today, guys, is because I've been getting a lot of questions lately about people saying like, oh, I just don't know what to draw. All right, I just feel like my art isn't as interesting as these other people's, or I don't know where to get ideas from. And you want to know where I get all my ideas from? I get my ideas by looking at other artists. I get my ideas from looking at them, saying, I like that, and then stealing it and putting it into a piece of my own. Okay? Second one, case in point. Case in point, made of metal. The artist here is Takehito Harada. And he is an amazing artist from Japan working on the Disgaea series, among other ones, but Disgaea is the one that I like him most for. Okay, and the reason why I like him is because he's got this very like colorful, interesting style. It's like very fun. And the anime girls that he draws are very cute. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to steal all of that. I'm going to steal all that stuff. But what was lesson one? What was lesson one? We always steal from more than one artist, okay? So what I did here was crafty on this one. I stole from Takehito Harada as well as Blizzard. Look at that. Now where does Blizzard appear? Whoa, look at that, the clouds. The clouds in this color palette in the back, it's the exact same as Eichenwald. Just completely stolen, ripped off, stolen from there. And why did I do that? Because Blizzard has millions of dollars. And they spend those millions of dollars on an art team of about 100 people. Probably, no, 100 would actually be very modest to think of it that way. But yeah, they're spending a lot of money on hundreds of artists to figure out the exact perfect color palette, the exact perfect color scheme, values, all that stuff. And then they put it out in a final image that goes out to millions of people around the world. Now, why would I not take advantage of that? Why would I not take advantage of Blizzard spending millions of dollars and then steal that color palette and put it into my own piece? Why would I not do that? It's going to save me a bunch of time, and it's going to make my piece look good. Okay, so that's what I did. Now, for Takehito Harada, what I love about his stuff is that, A, it's colorful, but specifically in his shading, the way that he shades and uses his lines. Look at how all the lines around the characters are colored, yet they're very crisp and clean. I love that so much. And everything just becomes, it feels like soft. It feels like soft yet crisp. And it's an awesome art style that I've never really seen other people do in the same way. So I wanted to take a bit of that and I wanted to add it over here. So see, look at that. The lines, well, while not as clean as Takehito's, they are colored. They're colored in a similar way. And then we have these hard kind of shadows and colorful shadow transitions. All those things are coming into play here. And there we have Exhibit 2, right? I feel like I'm completing a court case against myself about why I'm a terrible art thief. Okay, but that's what I want you guys to do as well. If you can't build a case against yourself, that probably means you're doing something wrong. So keep that in mind. Okay. Okay, the next artist. I absolutely love this one because this is probably one of the most blatant ripoffs that I have ever done, yet I bet none of you really noticed. Well, I mean, I kind of called it out. I said it was inspired by Ilya Kushnev, right? Which is another awesome artist. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. I love the way he draws his girls. I love his mixture of like this anime style. It's like got anime influence, but the faces are rendered in a way where they just look believable. It's a perfect mixture of like realism and anime. And I feel that Ilya has really... Actually, I don't know if Ilya is a guy or a girl. So apologies if I said he or she. I'm just going to refer to Ilya as Ilya. Ilya Kushnev. But that's the thing. It's like I don't even bother to really look that much into the artists that I'm stealing from. All I care about is their art. Is it good? Is it better than mine? Yes. Okay, cool. Boom. Steal that. Now take a look at that face right there. Take a look at that face from Ilya's painting. And then do you notice a similarity? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I completely stole Ilya's style and put it right there. That is so dirty. Dirty. And yeah, and that's why this picture came out good, because I was properly stealing. But I did steal from a couple different people. There is an unknown picture here, which I tried to find, and that was an interior shot. I think it was from some catalog or something like that, some furniture catalog. But it had these colors. It had this window. I think it had like even that table right there, right? And I just took that and transposed those colors and that setup over to this painting. So that's the mixture, okay? I want you guys to notice that there's a mixture always happening. And that is my best advice for how to not get caught, okay? Next one, Vasperado. A lot of you are familiar with this diva piece. I was super proud of it. But what you don't know, the deep, dark secret, is that the entire idea was actually stolen. It was actually stolen from somebody. And that was Vash Parada. And I don't know, maybe he stole it from somewhere else. But regardless, this is where I saw it first. Okay, and I think I was actually listening to a mix on YouTube. You may have seen some of Vash Parada's work before. You know how they have like the whatever 8-bit dubstep or just like the dance music videos with like some art behind it. Vash Parada's was one of them. And I remember looking at this and I was like, oh wow, I love the feeling, like the mood that he captures in all of his pieces. And how does he do that? Let's figure that out. Why are these pictures so appealing? Well, first of all, we have an attractive lady. That's easy to do. But there's something more than that. There's something more than that. And I really found out that it was, it's like this lighting. It's like this cool lighting that's affecting the character in a way that makes us feel like we're there. I feel like this picture allows us to feel like we were the one that took the picture. We were there with the character. And then second of all, look at this. Wow, this cool, immersive, kind of mysterious reflection over here. Wow, that is so cool. So you know what I did? I took that along with, Google.com. This is probably another one of the biggest ones. Google, I've stolen so much from you. I'm sorry, I hope you don't mind. But I was like, yeah, I want to do something like that with like a cool lighting and make the viewer feel like they're there with a character. And so what did I do? Take a look here. In the diva piece, look at that. We have the character kind of off to the side. Like, look at the composition. See, the character's over the last third. Look at that. Diva's over on the third there. We've got the reflection there. We've got the background, the window. It's even just like a window there. It's like, you can see that this is completely and utterly ripped off. And yeah, it's actually not that big of a secret. And this face, okay? So let's talk about going back. We need to steal from many artists. You don't just limit it to 2. In fact, the more you can steal from at a time, the better. Ideally, you want to be stealing from 3, 4, 5 artists at a time. Okay, so this face, again, it's back to Ilya Kuchinov. Look, it's the cute face with the eyes, but the rendered kind of nose and mouth. Let's see, a little bit of Takahito Arata with the shading style. See, we've got a little bit of that harsh shading and then the thicker outline, right? Giving a little bit more of a cartoony feel. Okay, and I think that's why this one was one of my most successful pieces, because I properly pulled off the heist. And why is that doing that? Okay, well, whatever. I properly pulled off the heist. I made it out with everything. Nobody ever caught on to it. And that's because there were too many things happening. Too many artists that I was stealing from that people couldn't put it together. They couldn't solve the case. Okay? Final one. Now, I put Day 9 up here because, obviously, this entire show is stolen from Day 9. The entire reason I'm doing this show today is because of Day 9. And why? It's because not only the way that he speaks and talks and does like shoutcasting over video games, but I liked that style. I like that style of presenting something, but then also showing your face, putting a little bit more of a personal element to it rather than just having a voiceover. So of course I stole that. I put myself a cam there. I was like, okay, Day 9 has like a little logo. Okay, let's make a logo. Let's put it over there. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. That is obviously this is just the beginning, right? This is just the beginning of my art thievery. And I will continue to steal for the rest of my days. And I hope that you guys do too. And I wanted to do this today. I wanted to show you this today because I wanted to put myself as example 1 for how I'm stealing and why you guys shouldn't be feeling bad about doing it yourselves. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with all that out of the way, let's cast some questions. Catapults. All right, it looks like we're going to be elaborating on this a little bit. I love these questions because it's just going to be a simple, basically a rehash of what we talked about today. And the first one is coming in from Astroidia. You could even say that today's episode is dedicated to you guys. Dedicated to both Astroidia and Guava, as well as Arc Zeros from last week. This is the original reason why this even came up. But let's go ahead and start with Astroidia. And they are asking, any tips on how to make compositions interesting to look at? Whenever I try to make something, it always comes out really dull, not interesting, and a whole flow line thing, but it never comes out interesting. Any ideas what to do? Okay, cool. So, well, it's interesting you asked that, because let's take a look at something that does have composition. Let's take a look at something that does have flow lines. This is my best advice to you, that when you feel like you're struggling with a composition, pick something that's already worked. Pick something that another artist has already spent tens of hours on, weeks thinking about, working on, finalizing, getting it to the point where it's absolutely perfect, and then deconstruct it. Ask yourself, where are those flow lines? Where is the giant blaring truck? Where is, what is making this piece work well? And then see if you can put that into your new piece. Even, I would say that people get angry about like stealing poses, right? Or stealing this and that. But it's like, you guys got to just like get over it, because it's like you're either stealing a pose, or you're just doing fan art in general is stealing. You're stealing someone else's intellectual property, and yeah, you've drawn it in a new pose. Wow, that's great. Well, why can't you steal someone else's pose and then make it into a new character? It's like you can't argue one way without making yourself look like a hypocrite. Okay, so don't feel bad about that. In fact, when I was growing up and just learning art, I copied stuff. That's all I did. I just copied exact line for line a drawing. And that allowed me to understand, like, hey, how did this composition work? Hey, why did this artist draw this face with these types of proportions? Why did they do that? And just copying it made me understand it so much more. In fact, I need to be doing it a lot more. Okay, next question coming in. Last question of the day is coming in from Guava. How do I practice being creative? I want to make original art, but I don't know how to come up with anything. All right, I think this one is more so about like concept and like coming up with an original idea. And this is actually something that I want to go into in the next coming weeks. And that is how to come up with an original idea. And it basically has to do with the same principle that we came up with today. Find something that already works. Find something, and this is called an archetype. Find a character that people already relate to. This could be something like, hey, a gunslinger guy with 2 guns, or a samurai, or a space cadet guy. It's like, pick something that people are already familiar with, and then what you do to make it original is you just take something else that you like, and you just mix it in. Say it's like a mermaid, or some weird tentacle creature. I don't know. A hamster. And then you mix those two together, and now you have hamster space cadet. Now you have tentacle monster samurai. Now you have mermaid, what was the last one? Mermaid gunslinger, and now all of a sudden you have something that's original, okay? And that's basically how you come up with something that is relatable, because it's based on something that already exists. You've stolen that. Now you just introduce your own little flavor to it. Think of it as taking a recipe for something that already tastes good. You add a little bit more spice to it. Add something slightly different to it. A new dish. New dish, if you will. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and with that out of the way, with all that done, I hope you guys learned some good stuff today. I know today was a little bit shorter, but I really wanted to pull these up today because I wanted to show you exactly, like pixel for pixel, like where I am taking stuff from, what I'm looking at, where I am stealing from, and how I'm incorporating it into my pieces, so that way I don't get caught, which is the most important part. Okay, so I hope you guys can take this and feel a little bit less self-conscious about looking to others, or like referencing other images, or feeling like you're copying other artists. And my one word of advice for you, my cautionary tale for you, is that I want to reiterate that the most important thing that you do is make sure that when you put together your own evil art plans, don't let them all be from the same artist, because if you do that, then you will become nothing more than the second-rate version of that artist, okay? What you want to do is you want to take the best from a bunch of people, 5, 10, ideally, I mean, I've got like 4 here. I would say you could get away with even something as simple as 4 or 5. Just take 5 different artists that you really like. Take the things that are best from them, kind of cram them all together, and there you will have the oh-so-coveted thing called style. And that's all it is. That's all my style ever was, and that's all it will ever continue to be. And that's why I have so many different styles, because I'm constantly looking at like different ways to kind of branch out, and then I come back to like one that I'm familiar with. But style is an ever-changing thing. I don't think it's something that someone should just get to, right, and then stay there. You shouldn't just stagnate or just find one thing that you can do. Art is just an ever-changing world, and it's a great adventure to be had, and you guys should get excited about it. So as soon as you feel like you've mastered one thing, try out a brand new style. Try out a brand new thing. And I think you guys will have a lot of fun with that. So you guys take care of yourselves. Thumbs up if you like, thumbs down if you don't. My name is Keenan Lafferty. I will see you guys next week. And until then, you guys stay awesome. See ya. My little art thieves, go forth. Go forth and steal in the name of Can Kale.